Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Bookskers and Purrs. I'm sorry about the angle today. My usual spot is a little bit noisy due to some construction, so this is the best I could do. This is so close to my face. You can't see it, but also I'm wearing a Krampus Christmas sweater that I thought was so flippin' funny and cute. And so yeah, that's my holiday sweater. Anyways, getting to what we're tackling, I was tagged in the Christmas music tag by Emily from Linguist Library. And so I thought I'd do this. This just seemed like a lot of fun for this particular season. All right, so the first prompt is Joy to the World, a book that brings you much joy. You wish the world, the whole world would read it. I haven't read this book in a while. I am bringing it up because I at least wanted to listen to the audio and reread because it tickled me from beginning to end. And that is expletive. My dad says, this came out like years ago. This person had like Justin Halpern had a Twitter account. I've never been on Twitter, but apparently he would just quote things that his dad would say, and it was so hilarious that he ended up getting a book deal out of it. I didn't know that until I read the book because it mentions it at the beginning or in the acknowledgments or something like that. And it was just so funny. It was so funny for like a brief period of time. I was giving it away as like a Christmas gift because it was just so silly from beginning to end. And so basically it's just about how the author uh, couldn't find work, was home, and he started tweeting these things that his dad would say, and it was hilarious. And so he tried to like come together as a family, him and his dad and his other family members, to put this book together. And it's really it's almost like short stories in a way of just different times in the author's life. So it is like, I guess you could say it's a memoir, but it's like short stories from childhood to adulthood. And so he has this father that's just incredibly like dry humor, crass. I mean, there's so many moments where the dad doesn't even try to be funny, but it's more about the author seeing the funny quality that his dad brings, and it's just so much fun. I wish I could like knew how else to maybe express how much I love this. Okay, so the next prompt is Let It Snow, a book that takes place in a snowy, cold environment. Ooh, what did I choose? I forgot already. Okay, so I got A Christmas Truce by Emma Bennett. I've talked about this a couple of times. Although the book takes place, actually, it's marketed as, you know, the cover and everything, as being like a holiday book, but you could read this year round. It's more like towards the end that takes place in the winter season, Christmas time. This is kind of a rivals to lovers story. Boss employee. I'm not really good knowing all the different romantic tropes, but the main character is just someone that's hitting they're at a bit of a crossroads in their life. They just lost their job. They just broke up with their boyfriend. And so they take this job. And it's basically to be like the assistant to somebody. And they also provide like a live-in space. And so the main character just gets to go on this like wild ride of just realizing how much they love this new job. And when Christmas comes along and her family's sick, she finds herself needing to be stuck at her place of work for the Christmas season, and starts to kind of see how much of a chip on her shoulder her and her boss have for each other, but maybe that will just melt away and something else will be there. It was really just such a great read. I definitely cozy holiday vibes that I just really loved so much. Okay, moving on. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, a book with a mean character or that you just didn't. like? Um, I just realized I could make. Oh, okay. I last minute changed my answer and I forgot about this. Okay. This is going to be The Color Purple, Mr., which is the husband character to our main character. Was it Nettie? Yeah, Nettie. This book, I don't know what to say because I know this is a classic and so many people have read it. But on the chance that you have not, just know that this is written in the form of letters. And Mr. is a husband to Nettie, I believe, and treats her really terribly, quite abusive. And this is just a very heavy read. I would say more about this, but there's a movie, there's a musical. This is a classic, and I don't know what else I could contribute other than say that when you read this, make sure that you're in the right mental state because it is beautiful. It's a doozy. I'm just gonna leave it there. So the next prompt is Santa Claus is coming to town. A book releasing soon. You can't wait to read. There are two books. I kind of wish I had shot this earlier because they both just got released. But you know what? Let's talk about them anyways. So one of them is Orla. Let's see if I can find it. Rafferty seeks her fortune. Huh. I'll share it on screen with you right now. I found it. Okay, cool. I was concerned that was going to be an issue. Okay, how do I add this? I think I would have learned how to do this by now. Okay, I look huge here, but right, should we just go with this? Yeah, let's go with this. All right, this came out November 30th, written by Margaret Pennard. I'm right in the middle of reading this, but I'll go ahead and read the overview. It says, Orla Rafferty may be unaware of the sweeping changes about to upend her world, but she's on the brink of discovering them. In 1833, the United Kingdom is anything but united. Political reforms are beginning to crack the foundation of a deeply unequal society, but true progress is still far away. When the income bequeathed from Orla's dead husband is threatened, she'll seize any chance to steady herself amid the upheaval, whether it's educating herself, seeking advice from friends, or eavesdropping on dangerous conversations, which I'm giggling at because I've definitely hit that part where that's going on, and it's been like a real joy to read. Just the tactics I've learned that I may use later on in life. And there's one more author, actually. Oh my goodness, let me not forget. I almost went on to the next one. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. So, sharing the screen again. Better. All right. We have Cagliostro, Tale of the Libertine. This is by D.L. Tillery. I'm going to be reading this in March and interviewing D.L. So I'm working my way there. Okay, so this is the first time I'm reading this. Sorry, there's like a glare. Cagliostro, a Libertine who resides near the Mojaven Mountains, has spent centuries finding solace in the solitude of his dark existence. But his quiet life shatters when a mysterious woman, drowning and with no memory of her identity, crosses into his forbidden domain. Drawn by an unexplained connection, Cagliostro saves her, setting off a cascade of events that will challenge his resolve. unearth long buried truths and threaten the fragile balance between the veil and the mortal world. As the women search for answers to her identity, their lives are intertwined in unexpected ways. And so I'll stop there so I don't read the whole thing, but that just sounds fun to me. Okay, the next prompt is 12 Days of Christmas, a book of short stories. It's been a while since I read this, but I really enjoyed it. Some of it's kind of fun in a way. It's After Parties, short stories by Anthony Beesna. So, unfortunately, if you don't know anything about this particular book or the author passed away prior to this being published. And so, as far as I know, I think they have two books. They have this, which is a work of fiction that came after, and like a year after this was published, I believe they have a, I think it's nonfiction memoir kind of thing. So, unfortunately, uh, what what a bummer to say the least that the author happened to pass away before they were able to see their book being published, and was really praised for what he wrote. Additionally, let's see if they have the information in here. Yeah, he passed away in 2020. So I'll just read the inside. He was a graduate of Stanford University and earned his MFA in the fiction of Syracuse University. His writing has appeared in or is forthcoming from the New Yorker, the Paris Review. Oh, such kind of names. Okay, it goes on. A native of Stockholm, California, he taught at Colgate University, Syracuse University, and the Center for Empowering Refugees and Immigrants in Oakland, California. I believe he's Filipino. I was trying to double check. I'm pretty sure he is. And I'm bringing that up just because I don't think I've read from an author, or at least like not consciously paid attention to. So it was just like really nice to, I don't know, just to read this. And I love character driven work, and that's definitely what this felt like. So definitely worth a read. Moving along, The Little Drummer Boy, a book that brings back childhood memories. And this was something I was really trying to figure out. I have a couple of choices, but I was just trying to choose one book. I don't have a one of the books on me right now, but I do have a parody, and so that is Frog and Toad Are Doing Their Best Bedtime Stories for Trying Times. But yes, as you can see, like over here, I have Frog and Toad right here. Frog and Toad is just such a joy to step into reading. It just feels like we're hanging out with two friends during their leisurely shenanigans. But yes, I picked up this parody, and it was just like so much fun, even in adulthood, to read it and kind of see how this author captured the essence of the books themselves. I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, Frog and Toad are always an absolute joy. Deck the Halls, a book that has a party scene or takes place during the holidays. And so this is the thing. Between Frog and Toad, between these two prompts, I could make my mind. So I went ahead and placed Merry Christmas, Amelia Bedelia in this prompt just because it fit. But this could easily be the Little Drummer Boy prompt because that brings back like childhood memories. But I absolutely love Amelia Bedelia. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Just how she takes things so literal. I love that she makes, I don't know if it's in this one, but she puts all these balls on the tree, but they're like basketballs and footballs and everything. And I believe this is the one where she makes a cake and it's dates. She's so funny. She wanted to make 6 stocking stuffers. So she puts stuffing like actual the food stuffing in in the stockings because she doesn't know. Oh Lord, I just even in adulthood, I'm over here laughing. It's just so good. I believe she makes a cake at some point. I don't remember if it was in this one. Oh yeah, it is. But she puts like actual calendar dates in there because she doesn't know that's not really what the, what the recipe is calling for. A very literal person. And lastly, Frosty the Snowman, a book with a character who is cold and calculating. I just recently read The Vampire Lestat, um, which I'm so glad I read again. But man, this is a doozy because so much goes on in here. I did kind of a, I don't know what to call it. It's not quite a book review, but like a book chat. Like, and I had to like break it up into like 3 different segments because it was just a lot to talk about. Anyways, getting to my point, um, I'd have to say Gabrielle is definitely a cold and calculating. It's not just cold or, but cold and calculating, in a way that the main character, the vampire Lestat, is just so blind to in a way. Um, we could also say that Armand is, I wouldn't say he's cold per se, but he's definitely calculating uh, in a messy way. Anyways, yeah, I could I have to stop myself before I start going on and on about that particular character. But yes. All right, everyone. We made it to the end. If you watch this whole thing, thank you. If you're interested in doing this tag, I really just tag everyone in here. If you would just like to participate, I'd say do it. Enjoy yourself. um, if there's any other books that you can think of that really give you, just warm, fuzzy vibes or something that reminds you of your childhood, if and you don't end up doing the tag, go ahead and just write it in the chat because I would definitely like to um, just kind of pick up those books and read them, especially during December. I think that would be like the perfect cozy vibes. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the chat.